Hey guys, Andy with Fathom Offshore here. We get a lot of questions on our social media, Instagram, Facebook, even via email, on how to reskirt a standard trolling lure with our lure replacement skirts. So today we're going to kind of walk you through how we do it here at Fathom, and if you're ready, let's get started. The first thing that we do is you're going to go ahead and select your skirt for your lure. So you're going to need an inner and an outer, obviously. This is our Calico Jack Slant and Chartreuse Shell, and it takes an OC50 lure skirt. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your skirt. We're going to start with the inner skirt, and you're going to go ahead and line up, put your lure head on the table, and line up the most narrow part of your OC skirt with the widest part of your skirt saddle. So that just kind of gives us an area to start with. So what we're going to do is go ahead and then we're going to, so you have the most narrow part to the widest, we're going to go ahead and take our chicken shears here, and we are going to cut right below the base of the first saddle. We're just going to go ahead and make a straight cut. You can toss this guy, definitely don't need it anymore. And then what you're going to do is you're going to flip the skirt inside out. The next step is to go ahead and to use a little bit of heat and furniture polish. So if the skirts are cold, they're going to be a little bit tougher, need a little bit more heat. You don't need to put a ton of heat on them, so you can just kind of go ahead, rotate them around so that you don't get too much heat in one spot of the skirt. And it's on low right now. Again, you don't need a ton, just trying to warm it up, make it a little bit more pliable. We're going to flip it back inside out, put it around our hand just like that, like we're going to kind of make like a cup with our fist. And then we're going to take some furniture polish. We're just using a, Dollar General furniture polish, works perfectly fine, Pledge, whatever you got, and go ahead and give it a little bit of a spritz right there. And what we like to do is make sure you get the outer part of your fist with that, so that when you're pushing this in there, it's not, jamming up and getting too tight. So then all you're going to do is take that lure skirt and just kind of walk it on like that. And so all you're going to do is get the base of the lure and line it up with the base of the lure skirt. Now, all of our trolling lures are designed to work with our lure replacement skirts, so they should fit perfectly, nothing crazy. If it's super hard to get on there or it just comes on too easy, then chances are you might not have the right size skirt. So we're going to go ahead and get a rig and floss piece here. We're using typically 50 to 30 pound floss. I believe this is 50 here. Grab a couple of feet, maybe an arm's length. It's not an exact science. So then what we're going to do is we go ahead and we set the floss onto the lure. Also, when you're doing this, if you have any lateral lines or veins in your skirt, now is when you kind of want to line them up, because once you've gone ahead and made your lashing, it's going to be tough to kind of twist that skirt. So go ahead and line those up now. This is a solid orange, so it doesn't have any. But so what we're going to do is lay that over there, and I'm just going to apply my thumb over that. And I'm sitting on the first skirt saddle, but we're tying the second. And then going ahead and making a loop. Just going to pinch that with my thumb. Nothing crazy, it's just sitting there like an X. And then I'm going to take my long piece, and I'm going to go ahead and just start wrapping. So let's go ahead and put 3 to 4 wraps on it. Tighten it with my hands, and you'll see it kind of cinch down. That wax thread is actually going to go ahead and just kind of hold it real tight. Do a couple more, same thing, pull it taut. And now the only trick to this is you're just going to take this piece that you had just wrapped through, and you're going to pass it directly through that loop you made. And then I'm holding it with my index finger, and then we're just going to pull it like that. So it's not actually a knot, it's just a lashing. The reason we do that is if you're out on the boat and it's rocking around and you're getting kind of beat up, if you have to replace these while you're moving, you can just bite that thread, pull it, and it pops right off. You're not sitting there rocking on a boat with chicken shears or something where you could cut yourself. Go ahead and pop it through. So right there, you got your inner skirt. We're ready to do the outer. The outer is done the exact same way. So we're going to go ahead, line up the most narrow part of our outer skirt to the widest part of the saddle. That ensures we got a really tight fit when we flip it back over. Line that up, and then what we're going to do is take our chicken shears or our scissors and cut directly behind the base of the lure head, okay? Cut that, toss that guy there. So we're going to flip the skirt inside out. Be careful when you're flipping these things. Some people just hork them and they'll end up tearing these. So what you want to do is I kind of put my thumbs there and I push in with my forefinger while I flip it around. That way I'm not sitting there tearing these guys up real bad. I mean, these are super durable skirts, but you want them to have good elasticity and not be torn. Same thing, go ahead and cup it in your hand like that. Shake up our furniture polish and put a little heat on it. So again, I'm not trying to hold it in one spot. I don't want to burn it. I'm just trying to warm it up. And I'm keeping it off of the tentacles as well, because when we pull those, we just want this kind of base part to be warm. Get our furniture polish here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make sure we kind of rake this inner skirt out. Go ahead and grab it at the base. You're going to let the lure head just kind of hang there, and you're going to want to pass that down through the center of your lure. Now as you're doing that, kind of make sure you're checking to make sure you don't end up with any of these tentacles hanging over. If you do, you might end up tearing one when you flip it inside out. So we kind of just give it a spin, make sure it's set right. Again, I'm lining up this orange belly vein with the base of the lure. So we want to do that now. If you got vertical or side veins or lateral lines, go ahead and do that. And then we're going to flip it over and just pull that lure head up like that. So you can see, you can pull it up too far. You don't necessarily need to do that. You don't want it too low, you don't want it too high. You want to go ahead and just line the base of that skirt collar up with the base of your lure saddle. Okay? And then same thing, we're going to go ahead and just do our wax floss. So grab a couple feet of wax floss. It's better to have too much than too little. If you end up with too little, you're going to be struggling with your tag end. So go ahead and get plenty of it. Stuff's cheap. Pinch that 3-inch tag end. Again, I'm holding the lure head in my left hand while I do this. Take that. You're going to go ahead and make your loop. Pass over. 1, 2, 3. Let's just do 4 times. Cinch it down. 1, 2, 3. Give it a cinch. Again, on a smaller lure, you may do less slashings just because you don't want a big bulge of wax floss there, because it'll end up kind of holding your skirt up. And then you're going to take your long end here, pass it through the loop, just hold it out, grab your tag end again, and pull it right back through. Go ahead and cut it. You can leave them a little longer if you want it easier to kind of get them off when you're changing it out next time. And then pop it back through. We take a little microfiber towel here, kind of polish the head off, get it shined back up, and you're ready to start fishing. So we're going to be doing a lot of different tips and tricks and tutorials on our YouTube channel here over the next few months. So come on by, subscribe, and check us out. Hope we'll see you again. Thank you.